Got it. So let's move on to the concept of possibility chains, which is a phrase you've coined this year and spent a lot of time working on it and sharing, and it has become central to your work. Tell us how you came up with that concept and why it works so well for you.
So let's go. It was actually last year, maybe
Okay.
early last year, that the first concept of possibility chains came up. And it's interesting how it came to pass. The team's been working on this notion of convergence since at least 2014. And our story to the market in our keynotes, in our presentations, has really focused on modeling that convergence, but at a very high level across those 7 domains. And so we would tell stories at board meetings or leadership audiences that really worked well. But I found that you didn't leave a compelling reason to act. Right, so a good session, a good description of where the world might go, but no leave behind, if you will, that would compel an audience to act. And so I had a board meeting coming up, and in working with the chief of staff to prepare, they kept saying, we don't want to focus too much further out than 18 months. And I kept coming back and saying, I think that's a mistake. Just let me do what I normally do, 5-6 year view. And they agreed. But the takeaway from that conversation was, how do I go into this board meeting with a compelling story and leave that audience feeling like they need to act? And that was the birth of possibility chains. And so the backdrop to this is, how can I show pathways, which is a key construct within possibility chains, that lead them from, at the time, 2025 through 2030, but leaving them with a view into not just what our current day looks like and what 2030 may look like, but how we get there. And it's interesting because it's the middle, that how you get there part of the story, that became the biggest part of the impact. And so in that board meeting, the conversation moved towards focusing on solving a pathways problem. They had the conversation. I just sat back and listened. And it was an inequality issue that was very clear by the pathway I articulated. And this was an investment fund, so a pension fund. So they started talking amongst themselves about different investment decisions they could make to mitigate the risk of inequality. And that's the exact outcome I was looking for. So from that point forward, I believe it was like April of last year, maybe early May, I invested a number of cycles in fleshing out this notion of possibility chains and the mechanisms that drive it.